about the Messi thing?
Anything else on the Messi front, Chris, before we move on?
No, I'm done. I'm
falling out. I told you, I never want to bring this guy's name up again.
I don't know, man. This Messi thing is just a freaking mess. What a disaster.
I don't want to hear this name ever again until it's official. But they got me back.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 69 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada. Alongside me, as always, is Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Well, listen, I'm feeling okay, right? I don't want to say great because we didn't win. I don't want to feel bad because we didn't lose.
Right.
We got to kiss a sister again. For the first time this year, by the way.
Yeah, it's crazy that we hadn't, I was about to say kiss the sister. We hadn't tied. We were the last team to get a draw all season long. What's going on, Broward Heron? And I just can't believe that it took us this long. And if you would figure that if we got just 3 or 4 draws, we'd be in so much better shape right now as far as the playoffs go. But we got our first one this season. And before we get into all of that, I did want to talk about Saturday. We were all there. And this is the last weekend, and I mean, tomorrow's technically the last game before we finally see Messi on July 21st, right? Like it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
How was your game day experience on Saturday? Because there were a couple changes that you could already see on the horizon as Inter Miami itself is getting ready for Messi in a couple weeks.
So I'll call out the most obvious, which at least to me was the most obvious when we were in the stadium, right? You see security all around. At the end of the game, they did this parkour move over the wall to like protect the field, and a kid ended up getting on there, right? So that's like the most obvious one, right? Did you have something to add to that?
No, I put up a video. There was security and like every security guard and a police officer, security guard, police officer.
Yeah.
So they were making sure that nobody got on the field, but yet a kid got on there anyway. And I know I saw a lot of people like, oh, they were too hard on the 10-year-old. And even Campana came and kind of went to get a stop to it, I guess. But I kind of get it. Like they needed to prove a point. Like they can't go out there like
and just let everybody run amok on the field
and then just not make anybody pay the price. Now I get it. It's a 10-year-old. And if it really, they were too far for me to see. So if it was really a 10-year-old, I could see why everybody's like, oh, it's too much. But man, they had to prove a point. Like you have to know that if you're going to, you look 13, if he's 13, then forget about it. Grass on the field, play ball. You're going to get smashed. All right. So if he was 13, he got smashed. But yeah, so that was one of the changes. You did see a lot of the poles and all the construction stuff that I guess is going to be put together to make those stands. So I saw a lot of that also.
Yeah. And I saw Hazel before the game also. He is the smartest man alive. He brought in pizza from like Little Caesars or Papa John's. I'm taking a page out of your book, Hazel. Forget about
the stadium.
Prices. No, not into the stadium, but by the fan zone. He walked by with like 4 boxes. Like this guy's a freaking.
That is
genius.
A smart move. That is a smart move.
Of course. I mean, but that's why Hazel's the freaking man. And so one of the other things that I saw is security was outside of the fan zone, right? Like revolving around the stadium. But one of the things that I also saw that stood out was like random media. Like filming stuff with their little baby microphones and they're like, see. Yeah, there was a lady that
I got there later than you did.
Yeah, she's like, hey, tu habla español, and I'm like, hey, muy poquito, even though I talk a lot more than that. But she's like, oh, I want to interview you about Messi, and I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. And but there was like, I think I saw like 6 or 7 like little tiny media people walking around interviewing people. Yeah.
That I didn't see. Obviously, the security presence was a lot more. They were actually scanning for parking now in the yellow lot. So that was a new one, right? Usually everybody just kind of takes the screenshot and passes it around to their buddies. So that was a new one. But I guess other than that, not too many changes. But
which, by the way, the yellow lot, you guys that park in yellow lot, do better. I say this every time when I talk about the yellow lot. Be human, bro. Like, take turns getting out. Like, don't be savages. I am not parking in the yellow lot anymore. I'm going to orange lot. I don't care how far it is. I got out of there like in 10 seconds when I parked there. So all of you yellow
But I
lotters, you can
always get
stay
out of
where
the
you
yellow
are.
lot quickly. I don't understand what your problem is.
I don't understand what you're doing. Like, are you flying out of there with your DeLorean? Like, what's going on here?
I guess I don't drive like a little girl like you do. I guess.
No, I do not drive like, and I don't drive like a little girl. All right, little baby. Um,
Yeah, you are a maniac on there.
but other than that, I mean, it was the same sort of ambiance, right? I mean, a lot more Messi jerseys, right?
There were a
There,
lot of Messi jerseys. Like
yeah.
Messi's losing out on some money already because he's supposed to get a percentage of all of those, and he hasn't gotten any of those.
And not only that, but I actually saw people, and my wife took a picture of our kids in front of a banner, like a Messi banner. People put up banners, and then the security will walk by and be like, "No, you got to take that down."
Oh,
And it was
really?
like a Messi banner, yeah, with like holding a
Oh.
championship with the Barcelona jersey, and they made him take it down immediately, like within 5 minutes. So yeah, and look
There
at
goes to
look
your
at this.
idea.
Yeah, and well, no, but that's off the property though, Poppy. That's off the property.
That's
Look at
part
this.
of the
Hazel
property. For
Hazel
those,
almost got
those,
his family ran over by yellow lot mobsters.
for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Chris keeps telling me that he wants to throw on a battered Heron's banner around the stadium. I keep telling him, no way.
Yes.
They're gonna take
Yeah.
it down. It's completely pointless, especially now.
Listen, I can give one single F about whether they're going to take it down or not. I'm putting it across the street right next to the hot dog vendors. Like, forget about it. All right.
That's pointless. All right.
No.
So let's get into the game. So we finally drew. We got a point. Obviously, it felt kind of good, I guess I would say, because it stopped the winless streak at 7.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, the losing streak at 7, but we're still winless for 8 games. But we got a point. Now the only thing is that was probably the game that I thought we had the best chance of winning. So
Yeah.
it hurts a little bit. So I guess we can get into it. What were your takeaways from Saturday's game?
Well, it's like I posted on Twitter, right? This was like the best 45 minutes I'd ever seen out of this team, like all season. Like you could literally tell that Tata is just like puppeteering in the background, like telling Javi Morales. I mean, Javi Morales looks like a god coach with this guy sitting in the background. So first
I
45
don't know if they
minutes
look
were
that good.
I mean, but the first 45 minutes look magical. Like Pizarro's looking like the 10 that we needed since 2019. Like what? Messi. Forget about Messi. Give me Messi, I mean, maybe that's a little drastic. I still want Messi. Like, forget about Pizarro. But, I mean, Pizarro played lights out. Like, he played awesome. And they took him out. And Javi has this answer like, oh, he got tired. Like, dude, we've seen Pizarro run around like a chicken with his head cut off like for 90-plus minutes. And you're going to tell me you're going to take him out like in the 60th, 70th minute because he's tired? This guy, I guess he came back from injury or whatnot, but still. And Mike V, you are on it, bro. Martinez blows chunks, literal chunks.
I'm going to get into the Martinez thing in a second. I did want to bring up the fact that last week when we previewed the game, we both said that we thought we had a chance to win because Austin gives up so many shots. They're like, well, at the time, I think they were second in the league. Now they're third in shots against. So we knew we were going to get opportunities. So I don't know if it's so much Tata's puppeteering as much as it is. I mean, they're not good defensively, especially since they're all injured.
Come on, bro.
Alex Ring is one of the better number 8s in the league. They have him playing center back, which, by the way, I thought he did a great job of, even though he left early in the second half. He was playing great. So I don't want to give us too much credit offensively because Austin is such a bad defensive team right now because of all their injuries. But I do agree. I thought that it was a good showing. We had 18 shots. So we were getting him off. And Robbie Robinson looked like Robbie Robinson always looks when he plays. Whenever Robbie Robinson plays, he looks like he's a productive player.
Yeah. Robbie right foot. That's what I like to call him because he has absolutely no left foot. Literally 3 opportunities where he could have struck it with his left foot. I would have loved to have Lassiter in those moments. But unfortunately, he's in Montreal winning with our 10 Bryce Duke, which is now their 10. So,
well, I guess we can talk
and
about
Bruno
Robbie Robinson.
And Bruno, like, what are we doing? Yedlin and Miller weren't missed. Get out of here. Bruno, you're out. Get out. Get out. That's it.
The
That's
thing,
it.
the thing with Austin, the Austin plays a possession based, like that's their game plan, right? Possession, kind of like we've been trying to do. Keep the possession, find the build ups, and find the opportunities to score. And I think we did a pretty good job of holding them down, right? Especially with Drusy on the other side. But they had some good opportunities. I don't know if I would say Yedlin and Miller weren't missed, but I do think Robert Taylor does a good job playing right back or right wing back, whatever you want to think or call it. Like we built up, I think it was 44% of our offense up the right side with Robbie Taylor and Benja Kramashi. So I think that Yedlin, I think it's a stretch to say he wasn't missed. I want to see Yedlin play, but I do think Robert Taylor does a good job of producing, whether it be offensively or getting back on defense. Because I don't know if you remember, I want to say it was in the second half where Drusy had a beautiful pass, a lead pass, and he completely caught Robert Taylor off base. And Robert Taylor did a great job recovering and kind of blocking that shot and getting there in time. So Robert Taylor, with the pace that he has, does a good job filling in for Yedlin. But with that said,
Yeah.
I still want Yedlin to play. And then Kamal Miller is our second best defender. I wouldn't want to see Kamal Miller go anywhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a little outlandish to be like Yedlin and Miller were not missed. Like, come on, that's a little gas bag.
I mean,
Now,
to an extent, he's right. Like, I don't know if we would have played even better with them there, but in the long run, I want him.
Listen, but Kristoff and Frey were the only two defenders. Like, if you look at the way that the starting lineup was, we had two defenders, a forward, and 762 midfielders. Like, that's literally what it was.
But that's how we've been playing all year, though. That's how we've been playing all year.
I guess, but like Noah Allen tried his best shot at being Negri, which was better than I think Negri did. Because Negri is either he's really awesome games or he's brutal. And then Taylor played very well. I really hate when they take him out, man. I really hate when they take Taylor out. But talking about Robbie Robinson, yeah, he needs to grow a freaking left leg. That's what he needs.
Well, not just that. He needs to grow two solid legs because he came off, but he was injured because he came off again. And it really, really sucks because he is productive when he plays, but the most important ability for an athlete is availability, and he doesn't have it, unfortunately. And I feel bad for the kid because I feel like he has potential, but he's never going to reach that potential because he can never stay healthy.
Well, I'll tell you this much, Mike V, he wants to request a refund. He wants to speak to your supervisor. He's Karening out right now.
Why?
Kamal Miller he's saying that Kamal Miller is not the sold goods that we were expected of. So, like,
you know what?
Where's your manager?
There's a rumor going around, and I hope you stick around, Mike. There's a rumor going around about a certain center back that Inter Miami is being linked to right now. And I've had a lot of people tell me that we have no need for him because Kamal Miller is apparently the greatest thing since sliced bread. So I hope you stick around for that, Mike, because I'm kind of curious to hear what you think. But let's stick with Saturday. So
yeah,
Joseph got to start again, much to the chagrin of just about the entire fan base. But like you and I said, now with Tata kind of pulling the strings behind the scenes, we kind of figured Joseph is going to get that spot. We probably think because of Tata. I mean, you kind of lean towards the people you're comfortable with and and he probably thinks he can unlock him again back to what he used to be when he was with Atlanta. So with that being said, what did you think about Joseph's performance? Because he won man of the match.
I thought that he blew a couple in the beginning of the game. I felt like it was kind of messed. I felt like it was kind of messed up that people were booing him because like it's the goalie's job to stop the ball. Like it's legit what he's saying in the post-game press conference. Like there's a goalie there for a reason. Like if there's no goalie, then I'd have 100 goals. So there it is, right?
Yes, I get you. But when you are and I get it, he's not getting paid $4 million by us. But when you are getting paid $4 million, but when you're getting paid $4 million a year to be a striker and you are one-on-one with the goalie, you got to convert those. When you are one-on-one with the goalie and you're one of the highest paid strikers in the league, you got to convert it. So in that aspect, I understand everybody's frustration. I think that Campana could do a better job. But
Yes.
I agree with you that we sit behind the goal on the south side. So when he blew that one-on-one opportunity. It was right in front of us. And as soon as he did it, we had people around us just booing him and telling him that he sucked and whatnot. And I've never understood that. Like,
Yeah.
I get that you get emotional, but I promise you, if he can hear you, I promise you, mentally, you're not helping the situation. Like, he's not
Yeah.
going to all of a sudden perform better because his home fans think that he sucks. So I never understood it, but I get the frustration. And I mean, he scored that goal. I mean, it was a gimme, but if he would have missed it, like we've seen him miss those also. So, I mean, I think it's good. I don't think he was the man of the match, though.
Well, I don't think he was man of the match either. I mean, Sean Callahan's literally trading him. I mean, he's telling him to take his shirt off, like, get out of
Yeah,
Miami.
there was some people going at him for sure.
No, there was. And you know what? After that goal in the first 45 seconds or whatever it was in the second half, like, that was warranted. That was for all you dirtbags that are booing him for missing a couple kicks.
No,
Like,
it's been more
there's
than a couple.
goalies there.
It's been more than
And
a
look,
couple.
it's been more than a couple. Okay, I get it, right? But give the guy a break, bro. We're paying like $5 out of the bargain bin for this guy.
Yes, I agree. I think the frustration doesn't come so much to the fact that because he does get paid $4 million, but that's not from us. So I don't think the money is the issue. The issue is that Campana is not getting the start. And I think people are starting to get frustrated that they feel like Campana could play better. He could produce more. We went over the stats last week. Campana has started 3 less games and has taken just as many shots as Joseph all season long. So Campana, by game basis, statistically, is doing better than Joseph. So we would like to see him out there more often.
Sean, I am kids in Homestead. Okay. I am kids in Homestead. I would have scored that open goal, by the way. Listen, I think, and this is breaking news here per sources. Javi Morales hates Campana. Okay. That's what I think.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Per sources, allegedly.
Hey, Bruno, I'm gonna break some news to you right now. If you hate that Joseph walks around 80% of the time, you just wait till you watch Messi, because Messi walks around most of the game. Now, he will give you those moments of brilliance once he's on the ball, but let me tell you something. Messi isn't a very active player when he's off the ball. So I hope that that's not how you're judging your players, because let me tell you something. You're in for quite the surprise when you see Messi. Good.
And by the way, random Gak wants to know if we can sell Pizarro to God knows what team. Listen, random Gak, we're gonna sell Pizarro to like the local grocery store. He's gonna be bagging groceries by the end of the month. I promise you that.
No,
paper or plastic.
I think this is the perfect transition to Pizarro. I think Pizarro was the man of the match. I think Pizarro was the best person on the pitch last night. And a lot of people might think I'm crazy. I don't know. I don't know if they watched the same game that I did, but I thought Pizarro was creating chances. He was the one that created that beautiful chance for Joseph that ended up being a one-on-one. Like, he was all over the place. He was creating opportunities. And I understand that he's not a DP type player. So that's why everybody kind of hates on him and is waiting for him to leave. But let me put this out there. And I know I'm going to get hate for this, but I don't care. So let me put this out there. If Tata is taking over and he has convinced himself that he wants to start he wants to start Martinez, Joseph, over Campana, and Campana's not going to get a lot of playing time, I say that you buy down Campana or buy out Campana if necessary and keep Pizarro. If you're not going to play Campana, if you're not going to play Campana, then just get rid of him and keep Pizarro, because I think Pizarro would be a very productive player in a midfield with Messi. So I want to keep Campana. I want Campana to start over Joseph, but if you're not going to play him, buy him out. Now I know and before people start talking about the financials, I understand that because Campana is U22, he counts for less against the salary cap than a regular DP player would. So I understand that there's financials attached to this decision also. But I just don't see what the point of having Campana there is if you're not going to play him, and then getting rid of Pizarro, which in my opinion has been the best midfielder we've had all season. That's my opinion.
Random Gak is sending everybody to the local grocery store here. I mean,
Well,
it's bad.
I mean, what do you think, Chris? Would you, if Campana's not going to be starting, because that's my thing. If
Of
Tata is
course,
locked in on Joseph starting every game and Campana's just going to get the last 15, 20 minutes, I'd rather just keep Pizarro and buy out Campana. Like, I want to see
I
Campana play, but if you're not going to play him, just buy him out.
but I've been co-signing Pizarro since the jump this year. I've been telling everybody like, yo, this guy shows real skill. Like this guy's he's not a faker. He knows how to play. And the crazy part is that everybody's hating because he was like the first DP and he's still holding DP money and he's holding down a DP spot. Like this guy's good. And you could tell that he's like one of the more skilled players on the team.
And look, I'm not gonna say that he's good as in like he's like he deserves a DP spot. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he deserves a DP spot, but he has one already. And if we're gonna buy
Yeah.
out one DP, let's buy out one that isn't producing for our team right now. And who's not producing? Campana, because he's not playing. And now I saw a
You're gonna
comment. I
piss off
forgot
all
where
the
it was.
girls, bro.
I saw a comment. I can't see it now, but somebody said that it's because Javi Morales isn't starting him. I promise you, Tata is the one telling Javi who to start at least the
Oh,
last
for
game or
sure.
two. Tata is the one telling him who to start and what he wants to see on the field. That he was in the stadium on Saturday. He was kind of checking out the situation, so he's pulling the strings. So
Yeah.
I understand that Tata doesn't have his work permit yet, so he can't be on the sideline yet. But he's telling him already what he wants, and he is the one that's choosing Joseph over Campana. I would assume.
Listen, I totally agree with what Mike V is saying. Like, if Campana starts with a 10, he's a monster.
I agree.
He's a monster, bro. Like, I mean, what kind of hair flows like that and doesn't score goals? I mean, come on, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, it's
I
got Poppy,
100% agree.
baby.
But again, if he's not going to play, then let's keep Pizarro because, and I know I'm thinking short term, right? Because I know long term Campana's obviously because Pizarro's out of a contract by the end of this year. So Campana would be playing for us in the future. But then again, if you're thinking long term, you buy out Campana, and then Pizarro's contract's up at the end of the season anyway, which frees up another DP spot. So
Yeah.
I don't.
Listen, at
Maybe
this
I'm thinking
point,
too much.
Inter Miami can sign 45 DPs and nobody's gonna bat an eye. Like, let's be real about this.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let's get on to the defense real quick. Now, a lot of people have been talking about how our defense hasn't been that bad, right? There were people talking about Kamal Miller earlier in the episode. People saying that Kamal Miller is bad. Some people saying that he's good. I think he's a great defender for us. Now, the issue is that I think the lack of a central defending midfielder has really cost us. And the fact that our fullbacks push up so high, we've been caught on the counter a lot, and that has cost us also. And honestly, everybody's pointing to the fact that, oh, we only lose games 1-0, 2-1. But people need to understand that although those are the stats are a little bit deceiving sometimes. You have to take into account that Drake has been standing on his head most of these games. He's faced the most shots against in the league. A good defense doesn't allow that many shots. Drake doesn't have to work this hard if it wasn't for us having a bad defense. So don't tell me that our defense isn't a problem. Now, if you tell me that the defense isn't the biggest problem, okay, I'll give you that because obviously our offense is lacking creativity. But our defense is also a problem. Our defense is not good. And I'm not sure why that is because I felt like individually they've been pretty solid. Like, I think Kamal Miller's a good defender. I think Kristoff's a good defender. Yedlin,
they both are.
has his moments. Negri has his moments. But I felt like we should be decent enough to have a good defense. But we just give up shots left and right, especially on set pieces. So the reason I bring this up, have you heard about the rumors, Chris?
Listen, they're all over. They're all over the place, baby. Let's just get into it. No more foreplay.
All right.
This is your
full
baby.
Disclosure. Yes, full disclosure. My favorite football soccer player of all time, Sergio Ramos, without a doubt. Okay, I have well over 25 Real Madrid jerseys, and at least 20 of them have Sergio Ramos across the back. Like by far my favorite soccer player. So I'm going to be very biased when I say this, and I don't care. If we can get Sergio Ramos, I say get him. Now, I understand that it isn't the biggest need. I also understand in a league where you only have 3 DP spots, and maybe 1 or 2 TAM players. I don't know how many TAM players we have right now on the roster. You need to invest that in the offense, kind of like Columbus is, right? So I get that. But because I am a biased Sergio Ramos stan, I say go for it. What could happen? Now, I've had some people tell me, oh, but Kamal Miller is just as good or better than Sergio Ramos. I think you're a crack baby if you have those thoughts in your mind. Okay?
Straight up.
Some people have told me that Sergio Ramos has no pace. Kamal Miller is one of the slowest defenders in the league. So if you're going based off of pace, I'm sorry, but you cannot tell me that Sergio Ramos is going to be slower than Kamal Miller. Sergio Ramos is also great with the ball at his feet. 100%
Kristoff is slow as molasses too.
You know, I think that if they were to bring Sergio Ramos in, I think it would be a 5 in the back, right? 3 center backs with the 2 wing backs. I think that's what they would do. But if they stay with 4 in the back, because that's what Tata usually plays, 4 in the back, I think Kamal Miller's out the equation. I think it ends up being Sergio Ramos and Kristoff as center backs, especially with all the games we have. We still have Leagues Cup. We still have 2 U.S. Open Cup games. So there's times for Kamal Miller to get some playing time, but he's out of a contract at the end of the season. I'm all for Sergio Ramos, even though I know we don't need him. And I am openly saying it's a biased take. But if the front office thinks that they can get it done, get it done.
So here we got 86, aka Broward Heron, saying, "I've watched a good amount of PSG games. Ramos absolutely is not what he used to be." And then Vinny follows it right up with, "I almost all PSG games, and Ramos is miles ahead of the other options." So and just so you guys know, everybody that's listening, don't go in our archives and look for the episode where we talk about having too many old people, because this is literally the opposite of that show. And Danny wants nothing but old people at this point. So yes, random gag, you are that's what we're doing. Like, we got, if I'm looking at FIFA cards, Sergio Ramos has like 40 speed. What's this guy? Busquets is like 42 speed.
Let's get a couple things clear, right? And by the way, we're gonna have 2 special guests on to preview the Columbus show, and we're gonna have them on in like 3-4 minutes. So we're just gonna end this part real quick. Sergio Ramos, yes, not the player he used to be. Yeah, I would hope, but Sergio Ramos played about a decade with Ronaldo. Okay. This isn't the Barcelona, Messi, Busquets, Jordi Alba, where they look like they're skinny fat. Like that. That's not Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos and Ronaldo are those type of players that they could play into their early 40s because they stay in such good shape. So I understand everybody's like, oh, he's 37. He's not a regular 37-year-old guy. Like, what's this guy's name? Zaltan. He played until he was like 42, 43 years old, and he's still in good shape. He could have kept playing if he wanted to. There's certain athletes that take care of themselves enough to keep playing into what most people would consider retirement age. Sergio Ramos is one of those players. He is in tip-top shape. And I promise you, I understand that they're offering him a lot of money in Saudi Arabia, but I promise you that there's probably EPL teams looking at him also. Like, there's people that want him because he is still a valuable piece to a team.
Listen,
and for those that just said injury prone, he only missed was it 1 or 2 games last season. So yes, I understand the season before that, his first year in PSG, he didn't play much, but last year he played just fine. So don't please miss me with all that injury prone stuff.
Well, I mean, it's soccer, right? Like, everybody gets freaking injured, but if you're giving me Sergio Ramos for like a Big Mac and a McFlurry, then I'm good to go. You know what I mean? Because he's not good. You think he's going to sign like DP? Like, you think he's going to be considered a DP, or is he going to be that Tam Gam deal stuff?
Again, look. Okay, so let me try to step out of my biased Sergio Ramos standpoint. Does he deserve a DP? No. No defender in this league that only has 3 DPs deserves a DP spot. None. Yeah. There's absolutely no reason to invest big money in defense when this is a transition league, and it really, they all do the same crap. Like, so I don't think it's necessary. But me, as a big Sergio Ramos fan, if the front office thinks that it's a good idea, who am I to complain? Like I'm with it. So, and Matthew, yes, Walker Zimmerman is a DP. I wouldn't give him a DP contract though. I don't see when you can get a 10 or a 9, somebody that contributes offensively, which is what you need in this league, on a DP contract. Chris,
Oh my
anything on the
God.
Sergio Ramos?
No, and it's a good thing we're getting off of this because now Baldwin is coming in with the they don't have enough DPs, Tam Gam. No, thank you, ma'am. Get out of here, bro. Get out
Well,
of here.
yeah, and Vinny brings up a good point. Kalini and Bale both signed on TAM deals, and I think it was like in the second half of the year last year, which whatever. And yes, for the record, I don't have any Inter Miami jersey with any name on the back. None. If Sergio Ramos comes, they all have Sergio Ramos. Fuck Messi. Sergio Ramos on the back of all my jerseys.
Oh
All of
my
them.
God, that is
All of them.
outlandish! Wow, you just
I don't care.
blew everybody away.
I don't care.
Everybody's
I'm
leaving
not.
the chat right now.
I don't give a shit. I'm not rocking Messi in the back of my jersey. Sergio Ramos all day. All right.
Wow, you're gonna put a
Anyway.
random Sergio Ramos. What?
He's the GOAT. All right.
This guy.
So anyway, all right. So, all right. So we have a big game coming up tomorrow, July 4th. One that unfortunately I will not be attending because I mean it's July 4th. I spend that with my family, and my kids want to see fireworks. And obviously, because the stadium's next to the airport, they said that they're not going to have any fireworks, so I won't be there. But Columbus will be there, and we need this win. And to help us preview this game, we have our second time. Our guy
Yes.
Ty Fisher and co-host Gerald Lucas joining the show. How are you guys doing?
I'm kind of shocked that you said you're not getting a Messi name on the back of your jersey,
That's
but
fucking crazy.
No. If I could get a Sergio Ramos jersey, why? Look, Real Madrid had how many? Ronaldo. They had Ronaldo on the team. I ain't got no Ronaldo jersey. Sergio Ramos across the back, all day.
you are bold, sir.
Yeah, no, he is bold. Forget about it. Look at this. I mean, everybody's trashing him in the chat. Like, what are you drinking, Danny?
Well, for the
At
time
least
being,
have
I'm
a
wearing
full
the
away.
goat on my shirt. I'm rocking the shirt, right? But
Touche.
I promise you, this will turn into a 4 real quick. I promise you.
Oh my God.
Good going,
So,
good going, Daniel.
All right. So we got Ty and Gerald from the Wise Men podcast, Columbus podcast, and like we do usually on Wednesdays, we're doing it on Monday because we got this Tuesday game coming up. We're gonna preview the game. So I guess I'll start with Gerald. Gerald, what could you tell us about Columbus up until this point of the season? Right, we're a little over the halfway point. How is Columbus looking?
A hell of a lot better than last year.
Oh, that's scary.
That's always good.
That's scary, man.
I mean,
That's scary.
there's a reason why Tom Bogart said Columbus is the most exciting and most watchable team right now in MLS. You know, not the best like some of them. Oh, for Cincy fans like to, cry about.
I hate
But-
Cincy, by the way. So like,
Hey, we
you got
all
a
do
guy
too
running
in
with you over
Columbus.
here.
But there's just something about the team this year that it's a movie, right? When you guys came up to Columbus, about a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
I mean, it was an epic game to where you guys came back and beat us,
Yeah.
and we lost one of our, defenders in Milos Degnik within the first 10 minutes. And we just sort of went downhill for a little bit, but like all good movies, here comes the comeback.
Oh yeah.
And it's just so exciting that I was talking with some of the fans on Saturday that they was like, look, we'll be happy for a 4-3 loss at home over than a 1-0 win at home. Because the team is scoring more goals than what they did all last year.
That's scary, man. Because last year you guys were really good, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, thank you, but
Well, we beat you guys 2-1 earlier this year, and I think was that Cucho's comeback game because Cucho had been
Yes.
out. which kills me because Cucho, I love Cucho from Pereira. It's my childhood, my father's childhood team. How's Cucho looking this year?
Nasty.
Of course, he's
Nasty.
looking good.
Well, and we haven't gotten into predictions just yet, but my son is telling me that the game is going to be 1-1. Now, is he, and I don't want your predictions just yet. We're going to leave that at the end. But my son thinking it's 1-1. Is that something that you guys can see as being possible?
No.
No? Okay, don't give me the prediction. Just nice answer, and let's keep it moving, Danny. And look, Baldwin is cool with the Crew losing 1-0. I'm cool with that too, Baldwin. Let's go. I'll co-sign that.
All right.
Blasphemy.
So Ty. You guys are doing better than last year, right? What exactly do you feel you guys are doing better than last year, though?
I mean, just look at our formation. I mean, we're playing with a makeshift back line, first of all. And Nancy is tweaking everything that Porter didn't tweak last year, right? One of the biggest things that makes us better is we're playing guys who had no shot under Porter, like Matan, like Yaboa. Nancy has given these guys a breath of fresh air, a new life in MLS. Our offense is definitely one of the most threatening, but also we are pressing and going after the opposition more and more instead of just, okay, hey, now we're going to fall back and absorb pressure. That's one of Nancy's big things is he wants this team to press. He wants this team to kind of, get out of their shell. And I think last game we forced New York to, I want to say like 6 turnovers within 3 minutes because we're throwing numbers at the opposition, forcing them to play wide, forcing them to play long balls, and just getting the second ball and winning every single time.
I don't want to jump off I don't want to go too crazy here, but it's predicted that you guys are going to lose big time 10-0. Just saying.
Brower plays FIFA on beginner, so that's that's
right.
easy for him to say.
I'm in the
Is
dreamland.
Aiden Morris going to be playing?
Aiden Moore, I don't think so. He did leave the men's national team camp with permission from the coaching staff due to personal reasons, but Patrick Murphy of Massive Report asked Nancy today if he spoke to Aiden and if he's going to play, and Nancy said no idea. So I think we will see the same lineup as we had against New York start, but who knows?
Well, that's big, Danny.
It is. So Zelarayan, he is. Man, I was trying to find the stats. It's not pulling up. My computer's freezing. I mean, his goal before the season started was to give Cucho the Golden Boot. How is Zelarayan looking?
The best Argentina in the league right now.
Oh my God!
Until July 21st.
No.
Until July 21st. He said right now.
No. There's going to be a competition for it.
I don't know about that. Okay.
Well. To be fair, Zelarayan classifies as Armenian.
Does he?
Yes. Instead of
so I'll give him the best Armenian. I'll give him the best Armenian in the league.
Best Armenian, yes.
Chat, if you guys do not light Gerald up right now, I'm booting every single one of you guys immediately.
Hey, I'm a bold man, so.
That was good. That was strong. That's
right.
I thought Danny had a hot take, but yours was flaming.
Cucho is Colombian. Cucho is Colombian from Pereira. So I had a quick question. I know you guys are saying obviously your offense is probably the best in the league. You guys are leading the league in goals scored. So obviously you guys are fired. But what is the weakness on the team right now? Is it the defense?
That back line.
You guys are giving up. Yeah, you guys are giving up almost 30 goals this year. So it's the back line.
It's the back line. I mean, you got to take a look
because of injuries.
Yeah. and having to throw players that are not traditionally in those, the center back role, and having to convert them, and then also playing a young guy, Philip Quinton, straight off of, the crew too, throwing him to the fire with due to injuries.
Yeah, because that's got
So
to debilitate the defense for sure.
it did, and especially when Milos went down. It was like, well, who are they going to put here? Who are they going to put there? What rotation are you going to do? Are you going to switch it from the 3 back to the 4 back?
Yeah.
We didn't know, but Nancy stuck with that 3 back. And some of these players are having fun being back there.
For us Inter Miami fans that aren't necessarily too familiar with Columbus, we all know Cucho, we know Zelarayan, you know the Benigni Nagby. What is a player that we could be looking out for, or we should look out for tomorrow on the field? Is Yaboa playing out there left wing back, or who should we be looking out for?
Christian Ramirez. That
Christian
guy.
Ramirez?
Yeah.
Super guy.
Former Minnesota United guy, LAFC, spent some time in Aberdeen, hated it. He's been rejuvenated under Nancy. What was it, Gerald? 4 goals in 4 games prior to Red Bulls.
Yep.
8 goals already on the season, tied for the most with Zelarayan, I believe.
Zelarayan has 8.
Yeah, and Christian's right up there. Yeah,
that's insane.
He has just been everywhere. This is the Christian Ramirez that we saw when Minnesota United first joined the league. Scoring goals, making plays. It's almost as if this guy just needed to get out of Scotland, which he did, and get back to MLS. And with Nancy playing Ramirez, Cucho, and Zelarayan up top as the front 3, you have this dynamic trio that is one of those 3 is going to make something happen. Whether it's a pass from Lucas to Cucho, or Cucho through ball to Christian, or Lucas to Christian, like we saw against who do we put? Nashville. One of those guys is going to make something happen. But Christian Ramirez has been rejuvenated into the Ramirez from when Minnesota United joined the league.
I have to turn around and say it's a toss-up between 2, which is Alex Matan and Steven Moreira.
Okay.
Alex Matan,
Wow.
Porter
He's
let him.
what is he? Is he a central midfielder or a defending midfielder?
Central.
Yeah.
Central. Okay.
Porter loaned him out last year, halfway through the season. He came back under Nancy, and Nancy has just boosted his confidence up so much that, just if you guys have seen the highlight of Cucho's goal, exactly how Matan got him that ball.
Oh yeah, that was a masterful pass.
And he went towards the corner first, and then made that quick cut into the box. You wouldn't have seen that last year. And Nancy tried. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Nancy, prides himself on developing players and to bring that confidence up, and you just see it with Yao and Matan, but the combination with Steven Moreira being converted, into that center back, he's able to make those plays happen up front.
That's actually so he doesn't typically play that center back position, Moreira, does he?
No.
Oof. So you guys might have found the gem right there with that player.
Which is crazy, because he kind of struggled at first because he's not used to playing that position. But of course, due to injuries, we needed him. But the one thing that Moreira does well is when he has the space in front of him, that guy flies. I think against Nashville, He went from our defensive end into the attacking third within what 15 seconds, Gerald?
Yeah.
With the ball at his feet, getting around defenders after defender, and starting an attack, all by himself.
So a couple questions from the chat. First, does the crew supporters travel well? Do they travel well? Like,
Depends.
Could we be expecting a lot of crew fans tomorrow? I guess is the
I
question.
doubt it. On the 4th on a Tuesday. Oof.
Well, you guys' front office didn't get our supporters the ticket until like 33 hours before kickoff.
Well, because of the Messi situation, things are a little tricky right now with the tickets.
No,
Look, come on, we're building stands as we speak. Like, there's a lot of things going on right now.
Listen, Ty, they
that need to be played before July 21st, Daniel.
You guys got
listen. The last 2 weeks, Ty, is the first time that this organization has been scanning parking passes. So things are changing around here. It's a little crazy.
33 hours before kickoff, though.
There's going to be some that travel.
Yeah, I imagine.
But it won't
probably,
be a strong presence.
You'll hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Austin traveled really well yesterday, 2 days ago.
Yeah, Austin had a decent showing. Yeah.
Yeah, they came out. Yeah, they came out.
I guess they're also trying to stick it to pre-court.
All right. We had Bruno say that Columbus can't handle this weather. I mean, it's a nighttime game. I don't see how the weather's going to affect them too much. But where have you guys had your biggest struggles? Has it been on the road? Or are you guys just balling everywhere?
I would say we have struggled on the road, but not necessarily struggled like that. We've made a couple mental mistakes here and there in some of the road games.
I see that you guys lost to Nashville in Nashville. You lost to Cincinnati in Cincinnati. You guys lost to Charlotte in Charlotte. Oh, we're gonna fuck you up tomorrow. You guys lose. You lost to the Red Bulls in New York. You lost to Philly in Philly. Oh yeah, all your losses were on the road.
2-5-2 is our away record.
Okay.
And I would like I was saying, we've made some mental mistakes in a couple of those losses that have costed us the games, especially being up.
Listen, I just want to follow this up. My son predicted the 1-1 win. I mean the 1-1 tie against Austin. And now I'm just gonna ride with it. Broward Heron predicting that 10-0 tomorrow, Danny. I see it.
I
don't know about that. I don't know about that. If I had to go 10-0, I wouldn't go Miami 10-0. We could barely score on anybody. So I don't know if I'd go 10-0. So I'm already getting blamed for the loss tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Look at that. Yeah. You're done, Danny. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
All right,
you're a loser.
When we're talking about tomorrow's game, if you guys try to take a step back, right, and just objectively look at the game, what do you think Miami's best chance of success is? Would it be playing the counter and catching you guys, flat-footed, playing the counter? Like, what is the best chance that we have at success against you guys tomorrow?
Gramashki and Campana.
Okay.
That's if Campana sees the field.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going based off last game.
Listen, Kramash,
they played well last game for sure, yes.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Ben Krem, to me, he is that guy. And he's like a baby in diapers. So, like, I can't wait to see how he looks like 2, 3, 4 years from now, because he is a man. And he's only like 18, 19 years old. So the fact that he's playing with this much intensity, he's going to be a big problem. He's going to be a big problem.
Chris, when did I talk trash about Miami? I got people here saying that I'm trash to Miami.
No, you were dissing Messi, and now you're saying that we're going to lose because you're getting
literally wearing a shirt of him as a goat on my shirt.
You're wearing
because I like Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos on the back of your jersey over Messi. What are we doing, guy?
Look.
Well, according to Gerald, we're not
everybody
getting
loves
the
the
best
glory of
Argentinian.
scoring goals. Yeah, if anything, they should be killing Gerald, not me. He's the GOAT. Like, I admit it. He is the GOAT. I get it. But
I got a Columbus shirt for you, Daniel.
If it's Cucho, I'll take it.
I got a Jason
'Cause I
Russell
have a-
row.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I'll send you a Cucho jersey, Daniel.
I'll take a Cucho jersey. I have a Cucho Pereira jersey, so I'm down with the Cucho train. All right. And for the record, I'm not hating on Messi. It's just I like Sergio, and yes, it does kind of look like Sergio Ramos. I agree, Sean. All right. So I guess it's prediction time, and I have a feeling I know where you guys are going with it, but let's hear it anyway. So let's start. Well, no, you know what? Let's start with Chris. Chris, are you gonna come down from that 10-0 prediction, or what are you predicting for tomorrow night's game? You'll be there.
So I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there with my son. I just got a text from my son. He's saying it's gonna be 1-0 that we're gonna win. I think it's actually gonna be. I think it's gonna be 3-2. It's gonna be fireworks. If there's no real fireworks, it's gonna be an entertaining game. I'm just doing it, Danny. I'm
You
putting
think we're
it
gonna
all
score
on the
3
field.
goals?
I think so. I really think so. And yeah, we're gonna destroy him, and that's it. That's it.
Can I just can you guys put Broward's comment on the screen really quick?
Who's?
Just go Broward?
Oh,
That would be absolutely insane.
Hey, if you buy the plane tickets, I'll be down there.
yeah. Let's go, guys.
Gerald, prediction for tomorrow night.
Oh no, Joe's gonna have them destroying us. I feel it in my veins.
4-1.
Well, I'm Gerald. Before you 4-1. I mean, okay. I mean, I understand. 4-1. Who's scoring those 4? I'm kind of curious.
All right, Superman,
Zelarayan.
That's Ramirez. I believe.
Ramirez,
That's
Okay.
Ramirez.
Yao Yaboa,
Okay. Left wing
Alex
back.
Matan,
Central defending midfield. I don't understand how are these players all going to score on us? You're opening yourself up to the counter.
Yaboa scored against the Red Bulls. And he
And-
The Red Bulls have no offense though. They're all defensive. Go ahead, Gerald.
and I'm gonna go ahead and say, it's gonna be the Lucho Cucho.
Everybody's eating tomorrow night, Danny. That's what he's saying. Everybody's eating.
4-1. Before I go to tie, Chris, you said 3-2 or 3-1. What
Yeah,
surprised me was the
3-2,
3,
3-2.
honestly. Okay.
3-2.
Who's scoring 3
yeah.
for us? Who's scoring 3?
So I think Joseph is gonna score. I think
Okay.
Robbie Taylor is a man beast. Okay, so I think Robbie Taylor is gonna have a goal. And
Okay.
I think we're gonna get like a random goal from like Dixon Arroyo.
Okay.
That's what I think is gonna happen.
All right. Hey, I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
What about you, Ty? How much are we losing by? How much are we gonna get killed by tomorrow?
Broward's scoreline 10. No, I'm kidding.
Sense.
No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna go 3-0.
3-0. Okay.
Ooh, that is
I'm gonna go 3-0.
dominance.
Cucho with a brace, and then Nagby with the dagger.
Ooh.
All right. All right.
Oh, look at this. Baldwin is saying it's going to be 2 tired teams, 0-0 snoozer. We're kissing sisters again, Danny.
Well, I'm not going 0-0, but I do agree with. I think we're gonna end up in a draw. I said that Inter Miami, to have a chance at the playoffs, needed to win one of the next 4 games because I felt like they needed the 3 points. Now I'm kind of convinced that they're gonna manage to somehow muster out 3 points with 3 draws before the end of the break. So we got 1 point on Saturday. We'll somehow get a draw tomorrow. Let's say 1-1. And then we just need a draw with either Washington, which isn't necessarily something that can't happen, and then St. Louis. I think we're gonna get rocked by St. Louis, honestly. But
Yeah.
I think we could draw. So I think we'll draw tomorrow, 1-1, and like you said, we'll be kissing sisters for the second time in a row. So, well, we'll see. I mean,
look at Sean Callahan. He's saying
points.
2-0 Zelarayan screamer and an own goal Miami. If that happens, Sean, I'm gonna run out on the field for absolutely no reason, just to get tackled by security.
Chris, do you think you get banned? How does that work? Does anybody know if you get banned from the stadium?
Of course, you're gonna get banned. What do you think they're gonna be
like? Is it a
it's
lifetime
okay.
ban, or is it like for like a couple games?
It's got to be like a season at least, like the whole season.
Plus criminal charges.
Yeah,
think?
I mean,
Really?
you're attempting
Wow.
murder. I mean, that
What?
maybe.
Because
Hey, listen,
I want to see you run onto the field, Chris.
I would love to do that. If
This guy
every
Baldwin hates me. He wants to see me get trucked out on
yeah
the field. What did I do to this guy?
yeah for sure. Yeah, no, you're done, Danny. Baldwin,
I,
meet us at
I like Sergio
124 so I
Ramos.
can hold him while you punch him in the face. Bang.
Poor Danny's just getting it tonight. Golly.
Put up work in him.
Just
Yeah,
because I
that's
like
what he
Sergio
gets for.
Ramos.
Yeah, look at this guy. So, Danny, everybody's waiting for me to ask the question, but do you have anything else you want to?
Well,
Because we got Gerald here. He's a new guy, so
yeah. I was about to say Ty answered the question already, so
yes,
we'll
he
hit
did.
Gerald with the question.
So
And,
Gerald, since this is your first time on the show, right? Let's just wrap this puppy up. And typically, with every new guest that we have, we got this puppy right here. You got to pick one of the steak options and one of the toast options. You got 1 through 5 with the steak. You got 1 through 6 with the toast. So where are we going?
Well, I'd like my steak medium well, so I'm going with 4.
Okay.
And my toast, let me go ahead with that number 4 on that toast.
Okay. All right. So guys, there we go. So you pop 4 on the toast and 4 on the steak. That's not bad, Danny, right?
I don't know. This guy thinks that Zelarayan's the best Argentinian in the league, even after Messi starts. I can't take this guy seriously. Come on.
I mean, prove me wrong though.
I mean, I can't do it,
Messi's
but hopefully
gonna have
Messi
to
can.
prove you wrong.
Hopefully
This
Messi
guy-
can. I can't do it. I'm about to get beat up by Baldwin next time I go to the stadium. I got nothing going for me.
Security detail for Daniel.
Yeah, for sure.
I still have my license.
Just
Nice.
call your bodyguards, Daniel. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be
You
good,
don't need a license here in Florida, Gerald. You just walk around.
Yeah,
wherever
you can
want.
just walk around. They just made the law like on
swang
the
that
1st of
thing.
July.
Swang
Yeah,
that
we're-
thing.
1st of
They don't
July,
care.
you
We've
walk
had that up
around,
here
no
for
problem.
a year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, baby.
All right. So real quick, just to be clear, Messi is the GOAT, people. I didn't trash Messi. Sergio Ramos is just my favorite player. I prefer defenders over offensive players. That's why I like Sergio Ramos. That's why I would get him on the back of my jersey. No shots at Messi. He's the GOAT. Okay? Just want to be clear on all that.
Can I just say
All
I'm
right.
happy that we're playing you guys before Messi gets here?
Well, you know
Because
what? Before we get off, I mean, we have like 3 minutes left before we hit the hour mark, usually where we stop. So let me ask both of you guys thoughts. One on Messi coming to the MLS, and when you heard that it was happening, like, what were your thoughts? I'll start with Gerald. What did you think when you heard the Messi news?
I thought it was great, honestly. I respect the man, for everything that he's done, for the game. And having him come to the MLS will bring light to the league. Which, he's going to force rule changes.
For sure.
He's going to force the rule changes that should have been done back when, Beckham came.
Well, Beckham did change some rules, right? We didn't have any DPs before that.
Yeah, but also salary wise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now he's about to push those rules to where Garber's going to have to change them.
Yeah.
It's
I think a fourth DP is coming soon.
Yeah, and then also him playing in small markets. That's going to bring so much to those small market teams that it's just gonna blow up.
For sure.
And what
Ty,
about
what do
you,
you think?
Ty?
What were you thinking?
What were your thoughts when all of this happened, and how do you think it's going to pan out for the MLS?
When I first heard it, I was thinking no way, because one, Messi is arguably one of the best players in football, but when I heard that it was confirmed, I think you guys were the first people I thought about, actually. I honestly couldn't be happier for you guys to get arguably, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think Gerald nailed it. I think he's going to force changes somehow, some way, salary wise. The only thing that I can say that it's really not a concern, but it's more so it's not going to happen is him playing on artificial turf.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, no, that's not happening at all. But in the same way, I think it's kind of the league growing. Granted, people call it a retirement league, but it shows that the growth of MLS in the world has attracted a top talent from overseas. A very
Yeah.
high tier top talent overseas that wants to bring his talents here. It's going to bring more fans. It's going to bring more eyes to Apple TV. It's going to bring more butts and seats. I think I heard something about you guys playing most of your games at Hard Rock or
No,
something like that.
we
That
can't
was
play
a
them at
thought.
Hard Rock because it's conflicting schedules with a couple reasons. It conflicts with the Canes. They play their football games on Saturdays there. Dolphins obviously on Sundays, and we're approaching football season. And also, I'm assuming Stephen Ross would ask for a lot of that profit, or a lot of that money, and Jorge Mas wouldn't necessarily make a lot of money going to Hard Rock. I mean, he would be appeasing a lot of the fans that won't be able to afford going to Drive Pink because it's only like 22,000 that fit there. So a lot of more people would be able to go. But as far as business goes, I don't think he would make too much money moving it over there.
Yeah. Nonetheless, you guys are getting more attraction, than I would say than when you guys were first announced because Beckham and everything like that. I think you guys are getting more attraction, which is good for, you guys, even better for the league, especially with, I don't know if it's true or not, Sergio Busquets.
Yes, that's
Supposedly
official.
Yeah,
It
that's
is?
already
Official,
like almost. Yeah, it's already official in the bag.
Well, then there you go. Two top Barcelona players. I think you guys hit it pretty clean.
Yeah, no, for sure. And and if we can get Sergio Ramos, I'll be happy.
I mean, we're
For the
basically
record,
getting these.
I have
go
a
ahead,
Sergio
Danny.
Ramos T-shirt where he's holding like 3 trophies from his 3P for the Champions League, and I wanted to wear it tonight so bad, and I could not find it, so I randomly threw on this tank top real quick right before I got on here. I got tired of looking, but Sergio Ramos would be a dream for me. That's right. I'm fanboying. I don't care. My favorite player of all time playing for my team. Oh, let me stop. I don't want to jinx it. Go ahead, Chris. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, everybody hates you. I just want to say that.
And that's okay. So everybody hates Sergio Ramos, and that's okay. I'm okay standing on that line of defense with him.
I'll tell you that there were a bunch of Crew fans saying for Columbus to go get Sergio Ramos.
Ooh.
Well, I heard Atlanta first. That was the first MLS team that I heard linked to him was Atlanta, and I don't understand. Look, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like I'm here, I'm having fun, I'm talking a lot of crap, but I don't think it's gonna happen. One, I don't think that the need is large enough for Inter Miami right now. We have 2 pretty solid center backs. We need offense, and we need that's why I also didn't understand the Sergio Busquets. I love Sergio Busquets as far as helping the midfield, right? But he's a defending midfielder. He can get the ball to Messi, but I feel Messi needs help up front. So I feel like if we're gonna waste DPs. I mean, I say waste. If we're going to use DPs on players, it should be on the offensive side of the ball. And I think that Sergio Ramos, as much as I would enjoy it, just talking as far as wanting Inter Miami to do well in the long run, I don't think it's a smart move unless he comes for like dirt cheap, which I can't imagine he would. I mean, I don't know how much the contract would be for what would be like 12 or 13 games if you count the U.S. Open Cup. I don't know if that matters or that cuts down the contract if he only signs for half a year, but I don't think it makes any sense. But if Chris Henderson thinks it works, I'm all for it.
It works. Let's go.
All right, Chris. Ty, Gerald, Wise Men Podcast. Let everybody know where they can find you on Twitter, social media, podcast, live, all that other stuff.
At Wiseman Pod on Twitter. The Wiseman Say podcast on YouTube. And Gerald, your Twitter.
614 Bucknuts.
And at Fisher Tyler, 2 underscores for me.
Listen, just for that name alone, Gerald, I am going to make sure that everyone follows you.
Hey, I'm a diehard Buckeye. You know what I'm saying? So
That's good stuff
What?
right there.
Oh, OH.
IO.
Yep. All right. Man, look, I've been getting it all show. What is this?
Nah,
What is
yeah.
this?
Danny,
Danny's
you know
you
what?
finally start saying something coherent. What is going on?
Hey, I
Danny,
will
you're,
say I
go ahead.
Joe.
I will say I can't wait till next year's All-Star game. I'll tell you that much.
You think Messi plays in that?
Yes, there's no way that you keep him off the All-Star roster.
Nance already said
Nah.
he's going to do what he wants.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Let him take a week or two off. Where's the All-Star game next year? Because if it's in Atlanta or something, he ain't
It's
playing.
in Columbus.
It's in Columbus.
Oh,
okay.
I see.
Nice,
I see.
nice.
Expensive tickets for that one. And Bruno said that he's not a fan of the Sergio Ramos move. He thinks it's just for jersey sales. I promise you, Bruno, with Messi on the team, I'm probably gonna be the only one buying the Sergio Ramos jersey. There's jersey sales are gonna be just fine. Like, it's not gonna get any more butts in the seats. There's already butts in the seats. Messi's on the team. They don't need to sell any more jerseys. Messi's on the team. So if this is a move that they do, I promise you, it's not business decision as far as making more money, because it's impossible to make more money now that you have Messi. This would be strictly to maybe appease Messi because he wants Sergio Ramos there, or just because he's a good player. So that's the last I'm gonna say about Sergio Ramos, because I really don't think it's gonna happen, and it'll all die down by the end of the week. But it would be cool if it happened.
I mean, Atlanta
Chris.
might be getting him, since Andrew Gutman got traded.
Yeah, well, that like I said, I've been hearing about Atlanta, which I will tell you, and maybe I get some credit back from the chat. Although I am a huge Sergio Ramos fan, if he goes to Atlanta, I'm not running out to buy an Atlanta Sergio Ramos jersey. Like, for me, it's Inter Miami over everything. So I don't know if that gives me a little credit back, because I know, whatever. All right, Chris, anything else for the people?
Danny, everybody hates you in the chat room.
They do.
Keep that energy, guys, and make sure to bring it on Wednesday after Independence Day tomorrow. Okay, don't forget to watch the movie with Will Smith, because tomorrow we celebrate our Independence Day.
That's what you do. Hey, over there in Columbus, what do you guys do on the 4th of July? Since it's
Well, Boom is tonight, one of the largest 4th of July celebrations in the nation.
Boom.
So everybody,
Red, white, and boom.
Red, white, and boom. It's the largest 4th of July celebration in the nation. People are downtown right now. Probably we're downtown like 3 o'clock today when it started. I don't know if you guys can hear. There's fireworks going off in my backyard. Right
yeah,
now, so.
I just got that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Huh.
Nice.
Bunch of barbecues, fireworks.
What do we do down here, Chris?
Red, white, and boom. I don't know. Everybody just gets drunk and does cocaine in clubs and stuff. Like,
oh my God. All right. So I guess we're gonna stop the show here. All right. Thank you, Wise Men Podcast, Gerald Lucas and Ty Fisher. Follow Bucknuts on Twitter. Thank you guys on audio if you listened all the way to the end. If you were watching on YouTube, I appreciate you guys in the chat. Always awesome with you guys chiming in. We appreciate everybody. Don't pay attention to Chris. We're not that bad down here. And we will catch you guys on Wednesday when we recap a win against Columbus. Maybe
10-0.